I made a longer video about this yesterday, about the role that moving to Norway played in the process of my de-radicalization. When I moved to Norway in 2018, when we moved, my wife is Norwegian, and she was about to give birth. When we moved, I was still very active in the alt-right movement, very public. And saying I was part of the alt-right is just kind of a stylish modern way of saying that I was a neo-Nazi. And I'm met with broadly two sets of assumptions or theories as to how Norway played a role, how moving to Norway played a role in me de-radicalizing. People who are on the alt-right or who are involved in the far right look at that with like cynicism and suspicion. They tend to say, aha, you were a white nationalist, you were a Nazi, you were involved in this project of like trying to build the white ethno state, a nation where only whites have rights and privileges. You gave up the politics, but you moved to the country that is closest to being that. Norway is majority white and it has pretty strict immigration policies. So you're kind of enjoying the benefits of your far right politics, but now you take up these fashionable left wing positions against the movement that you were once involved in. People on the left have a different kind of theory. They will say, okay, so you were on the far right and you moved to Norway. And you must have seen the virtues of a pretty well-functioning social democracy. And that changed your mind, that affected your mentality, and that helped you de-radicalize. And the truth is neither of those things. The role that Norway played was simply that Norway was really quiet and calm. And the political tension was not always turned up to 11. And I had a space mentally that was almost like a sensory deprivation chamber, especially when I got my first permanent job where I was working in a factory where there was nothing but the hum of the machines and whatever was in my earbuds for 7.5 or 8 hours a day. And I just had space, and I was taken out of the environment that I was once in. Immediately before I left the United States, around a lot of radicalized and fascist people. And then I was kind of just by myself and had time to think and to process and work through it all. And I left the person that I was behind. That's the role that Norway played.